Hey guys, welcome back to the Daily Departure. If you are new here, I am a Chicago-based flight attendant and I love to make videos, all things flight attendant related, travel, as well as lifestyle. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also ring the bell so you get notifications when I'm posting new videos. As you know, I am always traveling, but with our current quarantine going on, that has been stopped. But I still wanted to give you guys the opportunity to travel around the world through my kitchen. The first country we are going to be visiting today is Spain. This is a country that is near and dear to my heart because of my family's Spanish heritage. The other reason that I wanted to start out with Spain is because this is the first country I ever got to travel to on my non-rev benefits as a flight attendant, and I traveled there solo. This was really awesome because I not only got to travel solo and go off on my own adventure, but I got to dive deeper into my own personal family heritage. Today I'm going to be introducing a new series called Quarantine Kitchen. In today's episode, I'm going to be making a Spanish tortilla. This is a traditional Spanish recipe that is essentially an omelet with some delicious potatoes. This is a great quarantine food because if you are like me and my sister in quarantine, you have a lot of eggs and a lot of potatoes. These items keep really well, so that's why we had a lot on hand. It can be served as a meal or a light snack. It's just so versatile and so delicious. Ever since I started flying, I wanted to make it a point of visiting Spain at least once a year. So I went by myself one year. The following year, I got to travel with my oldest sister to Spain, and last year I got to visit the Canary Islands with my boyfriend and his family that lives over in Madrid. Today I'm going to be cooking this dish with my sister and all of her lovely cooking expertise. We are by no means chefs, but we love to cook, and it's always been a great way for us to spend time with family growing up. So today we wanted to get together and cook this dish, even though we live together, so we're not getting together. This is quarantine, this is our quarantine crew, and we wanted to cook this dish and transport you to a tapas restaurant. So get a good glass of wine, grab your ingredients, and let's get cooking. The ingredients and instructions are going to be linked in the description down below. Start out by peeling the potatoes. We used 1.5 pounds of russet potatoes. Most recipes call for sweeter Yukon Gold, but these work great as well. Make sure to soak them in water in between steps to avoid oxidizing. Cut the potatoes in fourths. Then begin to thinly slice them 1/4 of an inch thick. Try not to make them too thick because this will affect cooking time. Get your stove to medium heat and add in 1/3 cup of oil. Make sure the oil isn't too hot because you don't want it to fry the potatoes. Strain the potatoes and make sure to give them a shake in order to get all the excess water off. Go ahead and put the potatoes in the pan. Right now my sister is stirring around the potatoes to make sure that they cook around evenly. While the potatoes are cooking, go ahead and crack 6 eggs in a large mixing bowl.
Before we whisk, let's give it a few cracks of salt just to season them.
I'm also an assistant today.
Yeah, also a little bit of pepper. I'm sorry, she does not like pepper, and I went a little crazy, but it's okay. A little whisk.
My sister was fortunate enough to study abroad in Spain, and she got really accustomed to eating the delicious food that is in Spain. There is some really good food in Spain, especially those churros in Barcelona. It's one of our favorites. She was the inspiration behind this dish today. Because we are making this like a tapas bar experience, we are going to be having a little dish of olives out. So we have some Kalamata olives as well as some blue cheese olives, just something that we have on hand. And we're adding some potato chips in a little dish as well because every time my sister went to my great aunt's house in Spain while she was studying abroad, she always had olives, little oysters, as well as a dish of potato chips. So we're kind of reconnecting with that moment and her own travel history and setting that as a little dish on our table today. They should start looking translucent. Keep in mind you are not frying the potatoes, but instead poaching them to ensure the flavor of the oil soaks in. We took the potatoes off the heat and put them in a separate mixing bowl.
So we are at the final step, or kind of the final general step of the process. So we're gonna integrate the potatoes and the egg mixture, and then we're gonna take it back to the stove to actually form and cook our omelet. But before we integrate the potatoes into the egg mixture. Just make sure it's nice and whisked.
You want to make sure you get your eggs nice and whisked because that's going to help the eggs to be a lot more fluffy and just that perfect, delicate, fluffy omelet.
Now be careful because the potatoes are coming off hot, so you don't want to start to cook your eggs before they go on the stove.
Pour your potato and egg mixture into the pan. When the mixture begins to cook through, gently run the spatula along the edge of the pan to help shape the omelet. This will also help in the next step. While this pan is sitting on the stove for 5 minutes as we check on it, I want you to comment down below what your favorite travel meal has been so far. I would love to know what food in what country you guys love eating. Lightly jiggle the pan to ensure that it's cooking through. Now place a large plate over the top of the pan and flip it over. It's okay if it falls apart a little bit. We weren't cooking with the best pan, so we did have a little oopsie, but don't worry, you will flip it over again, so you will have that perfect bottom side on the top once you're all finished. This is the final product on a smaller plate. Now let's go plate it on the table. The day we cooked this was Easter, so we had a really cute spring setup on our table. We enjoyed the dish with our little snacks, as well as some roasted carrots we had made and some rosé. So we have our finished product here. We already have it plated. I am so excited to sit down and eat this dish and be transported back to Spain. I hope you guys enjoyed this cooking video, and a huge shout out to my sister for helping me cook this dish. We are absolutely thrilled to be eating this dish tonight. It is super delicious. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well, and if you try out this dish, make sure to post a picture and tag me in it. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure to subscribe to The Daily Departure and ring the bell so you get notifications when I'm posting new videos. Even though I'm not traveling right now, I hope you guys follow along on my quarantine adventures, and until next time, this was Quarantine Cooking.